What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our Gas Course project, an action RPG built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, the gameplay ability system plugin, C++ blueprints, all that good stuff. So today we're going to be jumping back in and we're going to be focused a little bit more on targeting. In particular, we're going to be making sure we have our base target sorting classes in place, and then we'll kind of work more towards implementing our camera-based target sort, as well as input-based sorting, as well as distance. At least that's what I want to try to accomplish today, and if we have time, we could do more. But for now, that's what we're going to be focusing on. So let's get started. I know I already kind of implemented this base class before, so let's just go and find it. I gotta remember where it is inside of my architecture here. So we have targeting and we have target sort base. And we have in the target sort base, I want to be able to, by default, determine if my character is moving, because we do want to alter how we kind of score our other sorts based on whether or not the player is moving. So that's why we kind of have this as our base. We have, at the beginning, we get the context under initialization, and we get whether or not the character is moving. So we want to do something similar. I think we have to make... so we have the booleans, whether or not they are updated or not. So yeah, this is where we can go ahead and... I guess we have to make a base class from here, or I shouldn't say base class, but I should say child class. So let's go ahead and make a new C++ class. Go to all classes, and then let's go to target sort. So we got our gas course target sort base. So we'll say gas course target sort. We'll say camera angle. And we're gonna have to make sure we put this in the right directory. I believe it's gonna be under game systems, and we said targeting sort here. So let's go ahead and create that class. So how's everybody's Saturday going while this is compiling? Hope everyone's doing good. Played a little bit of Cyberpunk this morning, which was nice, in all honesty. Got to play just a wee bit. Now we're jumping back into coding just a little bit. We're gonna probably program or stream for about, I'd say, like an hour and a half, if we're feeling it, if we're vibing with it. And then we'll kind of go from there. So we have our camera sort angle. So we have to override a couple things from our sort base. We're gonna do these. So we're going to override those. And I know we need to override you. We're going to need a mutable property, I think, for the camera. I think it's going to be actually under here. So instead of view property, mutable bool, it's going to be mutable, and then I guess it has to be what, a camera manager, something like this. Oh, I just realized we're live coding at the same time, so I'm assuming this is gonna fail because I started typing while live coding was happening. That's whoopsies. So I'll let that finish before we continue typing because it's probably gonna fail. Yeah, build failed, but yeah, because we're typing halfway through. So I believe, because I think we have an example of this targeting in blueprints. If we look up camera, target sort camera angle. So what we're doing, we're going through all of this. I'm getting like camera angle, doing dots and stuff. So under initialization, this is where I want to cast the pawn, get the controller, and pretty much store the camera manager. So let's see. Put one thing on one side, one on the other. Give ourselves some coding space. So yeah, we want to make a player camera manager. Camera manager. I guess we have to make it null by default, I assume. We want to do that, and then on init. I don't know if I need to do it on execute as well. But we are gonna do super init. And then we're gonna say, because how do we do it in sort here? We get the source context, right? So we basically have to copy a lot of this. But instead of doing this boolean here, because we have a part of the pawn, now we could say like let's see, a player controller. So I guess we call player controller equals cast a player controller pawn, instigator pawn, controller, and I can move this into an if statement. And then I could say, so camera manager equals player controller get camera manager, or is it just player camera manager? And that should be valid, more or less. And then I could say, return super get score for target. This is more or less what's happening in this blueprint, so I could kind of bump over up until this point, but I have to get the hit result. That's from target data. So we have target data right here. So let's comment out that line. We're gonna have to return a float eventually when we do this, but let's not worry about it just yet. So we could say target data hit result dot there's object handle to the object hit by the trace. All right. Guess I could do something more along the lines like if target data hit result dot hit has valid hit object handle. I could say what, like a actor hit actor equals target data dot hit result dot hit object handle, and then there's fetch actor. I don't know. I guess this can also be a nested if. And then we basically go from here. We have to get the unit direction stuff. So I'm gonna say what? F vector camera location equals I guess I should also nest this in a if player camera, or is it just camera manager? Something like that. Oops. No. I gotta put it in. There you go. So if camera manager, blah, 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 we could say camera manager. Get camera location. And then I could say f vector unit, I'll just say unit direction equals, and then is there like get unit direction, or is it like f math library or something? Or Kismet math library dot vector. So I can say camera location and hit actor dot get location. Okay, that seems wrong, which is totally cool. So dot product. I don't need a dot product 2D. Oh. Okay. I don't know why I'm thinking dot product right now. So is there a way to get unit direction? Get direction unit vector. Thank you. So camera location. I guess you could just minus them, I suppose, but I'm gonna just do it this way. Cool. Now I can grab this. Then I could say I'll get the forward vector here. So f vector camera forward vector equals camera manager get actor forward vector. Now I could say float camera to target dot or dot product equals this thing, except we're doing the forward vector by the unit direction. Oop. So there's the float, and then I gotta figure out what values I'm dealing with or what I'm messing with, you know? So let's do UE log temp warning text camera dot goals float. I don't think I have to. I gotta do camera to target dot. I guess I could just return camera target dot. Then I could just return here. Should be okay, I think. Hello, Rock Kicker. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. So let's see if any of that code will compile correctly. And then we'll see if it even works, you know. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I think this is also the first time, I guess technically the second time I'm streaming on TikTok Live, so I hope the TikTok Live people are viewing this correctly and hearing me correctly and seeing things. If not, my bad. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, we're trying different things. We're trying to figure this out. Okay, so we have a problem. So init can access private member declared here. So let's look. So init. So I think this can be just all move to protected. And let's hope for the best here. Okay. So far, so good. We compiled. Happy about that. Now let's see if the actual code will run and we get this. Because I want to, like, basically with this camera angle, I think I have to kind of specify a minimum camera angle threshold as well. Did you work on one of the dying lights? No, I didn't. The last stuff that I worked on that came out was Outriders and Outriders World Slayer. And then some other stuff you probably haven't heard of before that. But currently I'm working at CD Projekt Red, working on the next Witcher series. So super duper exciting. But that's all I can say. Okay, so once we compile, we gotta add this new target sort camera angle. Did I make this class blueprintable? I don't think I did. So we're not going to be able to make a blueprint out of it, I don't think. Not right away. We'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Let's look. So game, systems, now we can make targeting, new folder, target, or just sorting. Let's look, camera angle. Okay, we're good. No, wait, no, that's BP target sort camera angle. That's not the one I made. So no, can't do that. Let's first get rid of core minimal in both instances here. And I think I was able to, I updated my writer IDE. So I should be able to use the AI assistant. Oh. Lame. Plugins. Yeah, it should work. Okay. I think under U class, blueprintable. I don't know if it automatically inherits that, but I'll just do that. It's all good. Yeah, I don't know if it should be. Yeah, score multiplier when moving. I guess I should have also another, not a public property, but a private property for the actual multiplier. Yeah, let's do something like this. Was it private? I don't think it has to be a U property, but we're just gonna make it one for now. Do a float, and we're gonna call it the final score multiplier. That, and then under init, we're gonna say final score multiplier, and then I always forget the syntax for tertiary operators. So UE5 C++ tertiary operator, ternary operator, not tertiary, ternary operator. So we can say, so final score multiplier equals B is source actor moving. And then we could say, if it's true, else default score multiplier, boom. What's wrong? Gonna assign, okay. Mutable. Should be okay, yes. Cool. I think that's valid. Let's try compiling that bad boy. Oh, you sent a rose. Thank you. I don't know what that does, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Benchy. How are the folks going over in Twitch? Or is anyone watching from Twitch? Not much. Not many people are watching, but we're chilling. It don't matter. I just like working on this project, man. It's kind of therapeutic. Even though I can get frustrated sometimes while working on it. Doesn't matter. Something fun. I get to do crazy things. Okay, Rocker, you are watching. Thank you. Sorry. I shouldn't have assumed you weren't watching. It's always a chill vibe. Have people chill in the background, hang out, listen. All's appreciated. As long as people like it. If anyone has any questions about what we're doing, what I'm trying to do, anything related to game development, feel free to chat and hang out and ask. If not, it's all good. We can lurk, we can vibe. All good, my man. All good. All good. We're all good. So now our camera angle sort should be blueprintable. We should be able to make a blueprint class from it. We shouldn't have to override anything. It should just run. And again, what we want to try to calculate here is exactly the dot angle, because we might want to convert that to because I'm assuming it's radians, so we might have to convert that to degrees. And then one of these times, I have to add it to my to-do list if I haven't already. Let's look at our to-do list. I've got a new project I'm working on. I had a hell of a time getting actors to wait in line and work properly when I needed them to move forward. Okay, well, I mean, if you don't mind my asking, what was the purpose? Is like an assembly line kind of thing, or why would you have to have them kind of be queued up? I guess you had to use some sort of array to get that done. But yeah, input-based target sorting, we're working on all that. Force strafe, we're not doing that just yet. I want to do PSO caching. Tom Lumen has a good article about that. So we're going to read through that eventually. I don't know how to use arrays in Unreal, so it's just a bunch of branches and booleans. Oh, okay. Definitely worth, I think, researching a little bit, because arrays are super duper useful. But you know, you'll learn these things over time, so don't stress too much about it. Okay, so let's see. We have our sorting thing, blueprint class. So gas course. Target act. Can I do camera? Sort. Gas course. Target. Yeah. Camera. Target sort camera angle. So BP. Target sort camera angle. It's with cars, and you have to check their IDs to let them through a checkpoint. Okay, so it's like Papers, Please. I understand how arrays work, just don't know how to work them in Unreal. Oh, okay. My bad. Didn't mean to assume. So yeah, kind of like Papers, Please vibes, it seems. Okay, so we have our camera sort here. Let's not be doing multiplayer for the time being. Let's just do one instance. We need to put in a dummy actor. Dummy. Boom. Hello. Other way. Por favor. There we go. I haven't played Papers, Please, but I would assume it's similar. Papers, Please is a surprisingly good game. Like, just based off the concept, you would think it's not that, like, interesting, lack for a better word, but it's pretty cool. All right, so let's jump in. Okay, so our dude is too far away. Let's just drop him closer. And we also have to get our projectile target preset. So let us only add our gas. So BP. Okay, so I put 2 of them. Let's go class settings, blueprint display name. So gas, course, target sort, camera angle. There we go. So now that should be a more clearer verbose name when we look at it. So this guess. Okay, so it's actually the exact same name that I gave the base class. So gas course target sort. I'm gonna say by. Sort by camera angle. Right, so let's try this again. So sort by camera angle, boom. We have all this stuff, boom, boom. Let's see. Now I should be getting stuff in our output log. Okay, I also have something printing on tick somewhere. So also put you back. We don't have anything printing here. We do. Okay. So now we shouldn't have anything printing on tick like crazy. So let's clear that. Okay, so I have stuff when I'm moving. Let's just do that. A lot of debugging print strings from when I was testing multiplayer related things. Okay, so now we should be okay. So yeah, it's printing out about 0.98. So I'm curious, like, I guess I want to do, let's try to do by camera angle, I guess, not just like some, I guess that's radians, I'm not sure. So I've got a spawner, 3 world locations on spawn. The car will move to position 1 if it's open, else 2, else 3. You check the ID, then open the gate, and they move from 1 onto the base, 2 to 1, and 3 to 2, and so on. The hard part was if a new car spawns when you do the update, the new car will try to go to the first position. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, so yeah, let's try float dot to degree. The camera to dot. Right, well, how do I do this? Equals. Is it F mat? No, it's Ukismet library. Radians to degrees. Let's make a new line here, and we're going to say camera angle dot degrees. So what was the hardest part, Rat Kicker, from that? I guess, well, you said the hard part was if a new car spawns. When you do the update, the new car will try to go to the first position. So I suppose it depends on where you're doing the update and in which position a new car is entered. So I guess if it's added on top, so maybe you have to do like a what is it? Reverse for each loop or something when you're looping through them. But I don't know. That's just throwing out a guess. The hard part was figuring out the algorithm on spawn. Does your algorithm scale? So like if you decided to add like a new position, or if you decided to add a bunch of new cars at one time, I guess it's not scalable if you're doing a bunch of branches and if statements, but maybe I'm wrong. Not super scalable, I don't think, at least not easily. I mean, do you have intention for it to scale? Or is it supposed to just be with those 3 world locations? Because if it's not meant to scale, then who gives a shit, you know? If it works at that point. Okay, let's jump in. Let's look at our log. So yeah, definitely not printing what I would be expecting for camera angle. So for example, the dot is 0.98, whereas the camera angle is 56. So I'm definitely not thinking about this correctly here. So let's do UE5, C++, get Angle from dot product. How to get an angle. So you get the cosine degrees. Okay, so should be able to do something like this. The Kismet library, a cos, degree a cos, and then camera to target dot, like that. Because I'm expecting less than 1 degree, or like less than 5 degrees, or something to that effect. Ads, BRB. All right. I'll try not to do anything during ads. We're just going to be compiling anyway. I also wish I had like the mental capacity to like remember formulas. I remember when I was in high school, my senior year, I was in, they called it AP. I think it was advanced, it stands for advanced placement, I think. I was in AP physics, where I wasn't supposed to be in AP physics because I wasn't in, I hadn't taken calculus at that point. But they let me do it anyway because it was kinematic physics, and we had to do some calculus for some of the formulas and stuff like that. And yeah, I remember the first test I took, I failed so hard. I got like, I don't know, 40 or 50 out of 100. But eventually, like, I learned, and I had the mental capacity, and I studied hard, and I was able to like memorize formulas and do all that stuff. But now I don't have a single formula memorized in my head. And I wish well, I'm sure I have some formulas in my head, but not as much as I'd like. So let's see now. So it's 14, 9, no, that's 5. Okay, so these are angles that are making a little more sense. So now what I want to do, so let's do that. So now I should be able to, I think also I want to add a public variable for debugging. Because eventually this would be nice to add to like IMGUI or something like that. But I'm not going to do that. Not anytime soon, or at all, maybe. It depends on how much free time I have. But I don't have much free time, so I want to focus on mechanics, I guess, first and foremost. So yeah, we're going to do a boolean, bool. And then we'll do debug. Or B, enable debug. And then we're gonna say equals false. We don't need to have an edit condition here. And then we're gonna say, maybe in the base class I can add that here. So we don't need to ulog these anymore. We can say, maybe on execute, we could say, if the debug, we could say log temp, warning, text, and we could say is source actor moving. And that, do you think it would be reasonable to think someone could get a UE dev job with blueprints only, or is knowledge of C expected? Um, if I'm gonna be honest, I got my job when I got my first game dev job. You know, it wasn't AAA or anything, but I got my first game industry job with just blueprint knowledge, so it's definitely possible. Excuse me, but you know, as Unreal Engine is becoming more and more mainstream, you know, as we're seeing more studios use Unreal Engine, I would assume the expectation would be greater, or at least to help you stand out as either a technical designer or just a designer, to be able to at least understand C++, and understand the connection between blueprints and C++. Maybe they would even appreciate the, I forget the scripting language for the UEFN, but there is some sort of scripting, like line-based scripting language there, so maybe knowing that as well. So just to help yourself out, help yourself stand out more, I would try to opt in learning C++ a little bit. So yeah. So is source actor moving? And then we say ah. Oh. Oh, I think I had to say text. Like that. That should be good. And then another UE log line. Probably could be one line, but I'm just gonna make it separate text. I'm gonna say so final score multiplier. So we could do that when we have debug enabled, and then we'll say here, if b enable debug. That, and then I should say, so also it's gonna be return camera thing times final score multiplier. Not sure why that's wrong. Okay, let's look into the syntax just a wee bit. What's wrong? Member is inaccessible. So final score multiplier. Where are you? So protected it is. Okay. Go, but I also need to add some more parameters here. So we'll make them public, I guess. So public, whoops. Now what's the syntax for these other parameters? I should also make these more verbose. Score. Debug. Movement input. There you go. Just grab this. Now I need float. So max camera angle. We'll do 30. 30 degrees, I guess. So how should I treat this max camera angle though? Good question. I guess it has to be the opposite. No, max camera angle is correct. I just need to do a mapping correctly. So float 2 degrees, everything like that. Now I gotta do float. Score. Equals, is it, map ranged clamp. So in range is going to be from 0 to max camera angle. Output range is going to be from 1 to 0. So the value. No, the value is dot to degrees. Like that. Now, because we are... I think in here I want to do something, right? Under here I have... Am I able to UE log it? UE log temp, warning, text, score equals that. Now can I call super? I would say like if b enable debug. I don't know if that's valid or not. Or I would have to kind of like call it here. Let's copy this and just that, but also just take that. So let's see what happens. Let's just hope that even compiles first and foremost. Always, we gotta, pray with that one. All right, so we compiled. That's dope. So far, so good. Um, and we should be able to make a version of our sort based off input angle, like strictly based off the base class, and just kind of bring out the the final score based on that. Um, so let's see. Because yeah, we have camera angle, we have movement input, and then we would need distance. And those are the primary factors when it comes to picking targets. Well, no, actually the input angle is more important, not the fact that you are moving, which will have something to do with it, right? So here's our angle thing. We have all this information. We have gas targeting, so movement input. I gotta change that, of course, score, and then debug. So let's enable debug. Default score multiplier. So affected by source actor movement. We'll say that. I'm also trying to consider the UX of this thing. Because yeah, maybe they both need to be so affected by source actor movement. So if it is, then we do the score multiplier when moving. Which I think is right. So for now we'll leave it at 1, max camera angle, enable debug. We're gonna have to change this movement input. We're gonna just say camera. Next time it recompiles, it'll fix that part. So let's go ahead. Let's see what our debugs look like. I think I enabled it. So we're gonna do that. So camera angle, the final score multiplier is 1. Does that make sense? Okay, let's see. So I think it has to do with this. I don't think that's valid. Because it should. I guess 1 is valid. Let's look again. Let me look this way. Final score multiplier 1, still 1. Yeah, it should be 0 at that point, right? Let's save. Let's uncomment that. Does new line work? Let's see. Score, and then final score equals that. So we're gonna say score that. Let's just see what happens there. So let that compile again. Surprising, we've only been streaming for less than just about an hour, I guess. And we're making plays, we're making moves, we're doing stuff. So gotta like the small victories in these things. for anyone interested in our Discord, you can always join our Discord, of course. I'll add it to our TikTok chat. We've had some success for people showing off and asking questions and getting their answers, and I'd like to continue that pattern, have people ask their questions, share what they're working on. Knowledge sharing is what it's all about. So yeah, we have camera, max camera angle. Cool. Enable debug. Now let's look. Let's see if we get a valid thing. So boom. So score. Okay. So camera angle is 11. Score equals 0.61. I mean, what's the minimum? I guess that makes sense because it's going from 0 to 30, but maybe it should be going to like 5 or something. But yeah, new line doesn't really work. So score and then final score kind of makes sense here. Let me just make score when moving. Let's just make this 2 or something. Some numbers here. So it doesn't look like that's working. Oh yeah, because yeah, it goes back to the default score multiplier if we're not moving. So I don't think this. I think that for usability's sake, this should not have this meta condition to rely on that boolean. But I think we need to have. Is there a description, or is that a meta thing? We're gonna double check that. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Let me fix my things here. So we're gonna do a quick BRB. I'll be back in a minute or two. All right. Your boy is back. Okay, so there is a meta for like a description, I think here. C++, U property, meta specifier. Let's look. There's description, no. Internal deprecated. Oh lord. The visibility. Yeah, it would be good to also like learn through all this as well. I know of these specifiers, but I don't know their actual like full definitions and how they work and what they mean. So it'd be good to actually kind of maybe do a live stream where we kind of read through this, because it's definitely a useful resource. Those who want to check it out. Free. But yeah, let's look. So visible defaults only. Data decorators. No, I don't know if I need that. Hide and detail panel. Show only inner properties category. We know. Display name. Tooltip. That's what we were looking for. Score multiplier applied when source movement input is detected. Is not detected. There you go. Let's try that again. And then, assuming this works and everything's the way we kind of want it, we could try making the input-based one, where instead of the camera dot, we do it based off movement input. But there is like an interesting edge case with it when it comes to like movement input based detection, I guess. Because like if you're moving directly towards the enemy, you'd want a score value of like 1. If you're moving away from them, you would probably want to have a score multiplier, I don't know, of like 0, I guess. But when you have multiple targets and you're moving away from, like, because usually when you're moving away from a target, like if you're going backwards, when you're going this way, you still kind of are engaged with that enemy most likely. So you might want to keep it. But, just thinking out loud with these problems. So we have both multipliers here. So a score multiplier when moving, we're going to say 0.5. So we're going to say like boom. And then boom. Yes. All looks good. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing up there. But yeah, it works. And I wonder if we want to have like I don't know, some sort of timer on when the last time the player had moved or the source actor had moved. Because like if I'm doing this and then I stop, it is false. But maybe like after like, I don't know, half a second or like 1/10 of a second, you want to still count that as moving. Not sure. But yeah, we got that working. All looks fine. So now I guess we can create a new C++ class from gas course target sorting here. So target sort. What's my class name? So gas course target sort. Is it movement? No, I'll just say input angle. Excuse me. So now, we could do a lot of copy pasta. So input angle. We don't need that. We just need something like this. So on init maybe. Let's look. Oh, that's not everything. So we're gonna grab that. Okay, we can generate definitions, all of them. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. And then essentially need to do do it on init or on execute. I'll do it on execute, I think. So I'm just gonna grab this. I'm gonna have to make mutable uproperty, mutable f vector, input direction, something like that, I guess. And then in here under execute, something like this, except I could just say input direction equals that. And then under get score for target, I'm gonna move that towards the bottom. And I guess based on the order of things, like init should be on top. I should probably fix that order as well. So init's on top here, good. But execute here, good. And targets were base. We could do init at the top. I guess it has to be reflected here, right? So init, execute that. I guess I could just copy like that. So camera angle sort like that. Input angle sort like that. Should be good. So now, similar to what we're doing for the camera angle, Let's just copy all of that. We're going to be deleting a lot of what we just copied anyway, but, you know, YOLO. So paste, so we don't need camera manager, so let's just do that. So what are the vectors that we need to do? So we need to get the... So we don't need to get the unit direction vector here. That's what we're going to be using, the normalized thing here. So we need to do the dot product. We also need to include that. Boom. So I should probably get a reference to my pawn. Mutable, whoops, mutable, a pawn, source pawn, guess can be null, and then I would say that, then I can wrap this in if source pawn, kind of like the camera angle one. So I need, what's the dot product that I need to get? So I need to do, I mean, I have the example in blueprints, no? So let's type in input target movement input vector. So we're getting the unit direction between these two. So the actor's location, so that's the unit direction, right? So I'm gonna say f vector unit direction equals f, or no, u kismet thing, direction, get direction unit vector from, is it from me to the enemy? Yeah. Whoops. These guys got a whole thing of me. My bad. Okay, so from me to the enemy, right? So we can do source pawn dot get actor location, hit actor get actor location. So now float so input to target dot product equals dot from the normalized input direction. So the first one is unit direction here to input direction. I normalize. What's wrong with this? Can I convert our value bool? This returns a boolean. I don't want to. Get safe normal. We could just do something like that. Seems like it's okay. And then float score. We could just do from 0 to 1. No, out value is this. So this is 0. This is 1. That. I mean, I think the score does literally be this. Then I'm gonna say input angle. I say like view Kismet library, a cosine degree, and put the target product like that, I guess. That's all good. Sorry for the cough right into the microphone. That should be everything. Again, I'm upset that I can't use the AI assist for comments like I used to. I do not understand why. But let's just see if that works. And wait, did I compile? Yeah, I didn't compile. Oops. Oopsie. Let's try now. Gotta take off. Thanks again, man. Thanks for stopping by, Rock Kicker. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. So we can vibe with the rest of the people watching either on YouTube, Twitch, or on TikTok. We're probably gonna be ending the stream in a little bit. I don't stream for too long. Okay, so declaration of source pawn hides class member. Okay. I know what that means. I could just do this. Didn't need to declare it. I just needed to use the variable. So assignment within conditional expression. Got it. Okay, so I think that should be okay. I'm not sure if that's good syntactically speaking. Well, I'm sure it's valid syntactically speaking, but you know, code standard wise, I wonder if that's fine to do. But you know, it be what it be. Cough to the side. Hopefully you guys don't hear that too much. Oh yeah, this morning there was also like a fire near our apartment. It wasn't too far away, but my partner smelled the fire from like in the bathroom. And we thought something was going on in our apartment. That was a scary moment for a second there. Low-key panic mode, you know? So we're in, everything compiled, muy bueno. Barrels of objet, let's see. So let's go to systems, targeting, sorting. Now we can make another one. Input, target. BP, target, sort, movement, input, angle. Let's get a reference this, go into here. Let's turn off the debug for that. Let's add a new one. Boom. Now, let's see. Oh, I need to enable debug. This new one. The movement input affected source. Yes. Score. Enable debug. Yes. Let's try that again. So is source moving? False. Okay, so score. So let's try this. So I'm moving forward. Okay, so I'm going, it's the wrong way. So I think it should be this way. I was getting like negative 0.9 when moving towards. Oh, hey, Anya. How's it going? Interesting to see you on TikTok. I don't know if maybe you can help me. Do you actually see me on TikTok live? I'm trying to use the correct like live app and setting up the how it looks. So hopefully it's working correctly because I'm trying to stream on like different platforms at the same time. And I don't know if it's breaking anything or just looking weird. And Team Fortnite joined. Nice. So now we should be able to get the right information. Okay, let's look. I'm moving backwards. Now it's negative. Let me see. I don't know, does that look right? Let me also play with the controller. So thanks, right? Yeah. So I'm moving slowly. Input angle 90. I'm getting some weird results. Hold on. This guy's about to die too if I hit him once more. I'm inputting a little bit. So we got this. So input angle is 0.77. So input angle definitely is not right. I'm getting the degree A cosine of this dot product. Maybe that doesn't matter. Oh no, 0.7 makes sense. It was really, really close. So it was like less than 1 degree. Okay, so that is correct. So that feels right. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Because again, I don't know if I need to have like these separate flags for score multipliers based on whether or not you're moving. It could just be the fact that if you're not moving, it just does these things differently. But let's see. So camera, score. So default score when moving is 0.5, which is true. We want to kind of more focus on that, on the input. And then default score multiplier, when we're not moving, it should be 1. I guess this should be like 0.1 or something. So let's see what it looks like. That seems good. And then I'm doing this. Let's see. So that part doesn't seem to be working. So I'm gonna look this way, and I'm gonna be moving towards the guy on the back. So now it finally worked. So maybe like camera angle should also be pretty low. So when I'm moving, I more would want to move towards the enemy that I'm like moving towards, right? So moving this way, moving this way. See, I'm getting behavior that I'm not wanting. So I'm looking towards him, but I'm moving left. I go there. I'm looking towards him, I'm moving left. I don't go there. Unless I want to say, like, score multiplier 0 or something. So boom, 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 right? Now I'm looking at the guy on the left, but I'm moving towards that guy, and it doesn't work on the first try. Now targeting, stat targeting system. There should be target something, right? So I'm gonna move towards you. Input angle is 3 on that one and 21 on the other. Let's look when I do this way. Like, I feel like I'm calculating this wrong. Let me take out the camera angle entirely. Do I have access to this information? Do I have input direction? No. To me, I feel like I'm not calculating something correct. Can I do draw debug arrow? Draw directional debug arrow. Yes. So world. Can I get world? Excuse me. And then so line start. It's gonna be what? Source pawn dot get actual location. Line end is going to be. Let me just make an F vector here. Line end equals source pawn get actor location plus unit direction times 500 or something. So I should be able to say line end. Arrow size, we'll say 5.0. F color. Oops. Red. Anything else required? Persistent lines. False. Lifetime 5.7 seconds. Should be enough. And I guess I could just make that a part of the debug, right? So let's see what happens. We might have to continue this next time. We'll have to see. We are getting close to 2 hours. Also, I don't think I'm drawing the correct lines here either. I think it's gonna just show arrows drawing to the exact directions. So I need to also draw like the input. I'm pretty sure. Well, let's see what happens. One thing at a time. So no debug is being drawn. Oh, they died. Okay. Is world not valid? Should be. You know what's also interesting? Like, it actually isn't running the first time. Source pawn's correct. At the location there is correct. Line end. unit direction. Man, so something is fishy here. I do like source pawn get world or something. Will that draw it correctly? I do not know. Hopefully, we're able to draw debug arrows. Because yeah, once we can get this targeting library looking good and working good, we'll be able to do a lot of the targeting for our abilities, and we should be able to update our blog online about it. And then we can move on to other things. So targeting, then we're going to look at PSO caching. We're going to look at redoing our enemy state tree reaction stuff. Movement input interruption. Then, I don't know if I should revisit the target strafing just yet. If I should look into like input buffering. And then, I don't know. There's so many things I need to look into. But it's exciting. It's always fun. Because then I want to start like constructing different like builds. Because right now I'm working just strictly on fire. I want to do like a fire mage, fire dancer kind of guy. Maybe I can work on different tiers of it. So like there's, you know, the glass cannon, and there's like an actual tank. What those classes could look like, what abilities they would have, how they could work. Yada, 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 you know. So let's see. Do we actually draw a debug arrow now? Yes. And it's as I suspected, they get drawn directly to the thing. But I don't know why it doesn't get... Like, for the first time when you do the thing, it doesn't get called. So I don't know why that is. But we're going to do a couple things here. So we're going to make this 10. Then we're going to draw another debug arrow. Line, and this time... So F vector line, we're going to do F vector line and unit direction. Then we're going to do line and input direction. And then it's going to be what? Input direction. Safe normal. And then this one's going to be yellow, I guess. And we'll see what this looks like. Thank you for the follow, Kamal Pit Fighter. Thank you so much. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. You're coming in towards the end of the stream, so sorry about that if you haven't been watching for too long. We're trying to figure out, and we're going to debugging our targeting sort class based off our movement input. So hopefully we can finalize that either this stream or next stream and take it from there, you know? So we'll just have to see. So right now we're debugging the vector stuff for where our targets are versus where we are, where our input is, I should say. Let's see if this works. So like this, and then let's say I'm moving right. Yeah, as you can see, like if I'm moving right, that works. So yeah, so last movement input vector is not what I want. It's like the opposite. Excuse me. So I wonder, can I somehow query our like movement input thing? So first, let's try movement input. So get pending. Maybe we won't do that. This seems more likely the possibility, but like I don't know. I maybe we should be reading the raw input. I would just need to have to figure out how to get a reference to that. Because it's enhanced input, so we would need to get the enhanced input subsystem from the player controller, which we can do that. We could do that under execute, probably. But let's just see if get pending movement input vector is enough. So we're gonna try with the gamepad, because we can get more, I guess, accurate angles, or more unique angles, I should say. Let's do that. Let's just throw something this way. So I'm moving left, nothing. I'm moving. So it still seems like it's giving me opposite. Which is interesting. So maybe I do. Unless I need to normalize it. No, I am normalizing it when I draw it, right? So input direction, normalize, right? So we'll see how far we can get with the next couple minutes here, but let's see. So a player controller equals source pawn get controller past a player controller that. Can I say like player controller enhanced input or get subsystem? Get enhanced. I gotta figure out how to get that subsystem. get subsystem. The targeting subsystem. UE5 C++ get enhanced input subsystem. C. So I might need to include some stuff. Let's just include it and see what happens. So we do that. Then we do. So if you enhanced input. Gotta spell enhanced correctly. Enhanced input local player subsystem. Enhanced input subsystem equals you local player get subsystem you enhanced local player subsystem player controller local player. Now can I say, what can I do? Get player input implements this. Can I do like get? Is there like input action or something? Inject that, start, get all player mappable stuff. I know within the player we have some stuff, right? So like this class on move. And we have input action value. Let's see. UE5 C++ get input action value from enhanced input. We got a visit from our kitty here. You can kind of see her on the ground. Hey boo boo. So I guess I don't need the local subsystem. I just need the component, I suppose. Okay, so I need to. I definitely need to get a reference to this thing, so I'm gonna make a U property. I don't think it has to be mutable, but it has to be a U input action. Move input action. And then I have to say I have to get a reference to input enhanced input component. Let's try. So U enhanced input component equals past U enhanced component. Can I say like player controller dot get input? No. Okay. Can I say like that? And then I could say what? Const f vector 2d move input vector equals input component no, I have to say what? Move input action. No. What do I gotta do? So F enhanced input action value binding. Move action binding equals input component bind action value move input action, then f vector 2d move input vector 2d equals move action binding dot get value dot get f vector 2d then f vector 3d move input vector equals can I say like f or u Kismet library vector there's make subtract blah 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 they're like convert no how do I do this in C++? UE5 C++ convert 2D vector to convert vector 2D to vector. We got some information. Let's do it. Let's do it. If I say like input direction equals can I do something like round to vector? No. Dot product 0 distance clamp unit vector 0 vector wrong here. What am I doing? Is there a different vector to vector D? Let's see. Convert vector 2D. I mean, is there any information here? I got the vector 2D there. Can I say something along the lines of, so F vector, new input direction, that can I say like input direction? And then can I say like input direction equals new input direction and call it a day? Let's see if that even compiles. And let's see what results that we get. I also have to add the correct input action. If this doesn't work, we'll have to come back to it in a different stream. But you know, we got a good amount done. We got the camera angle sort, and we got some of the input angle sort. You know, it doesn't technically work 100%, but not too shabby. If the input angle is at least being drawn correctly now, I'll be happy with that, and we can kind of move forward in a different stream. Because again, yeah, we're getting the pawn. Yeah. Also, like, do we even need to get this direction? I wonder. Yeah, we're getting direction between the two. And we're seeing if the dot product is equal, you know? The logic adds up, but the results don't. So we have to see a what up at some point. So again, let's add our input action in here. Okay. We didn't do that correctly, first and foremost. We didn't make it a proper property. So camera angle, no, target base, right? So something along the lines of this. So we ain't doing so hot with that. Let's go up here, you property like that, change this, get rid of that. Boom. Try that again. And then, yeah, at this point, we'll just see what the results are, whether they are correct or not. We'll have to just kind of end the stream and continue working on it next time. But it is exciting. I like figuring this stuff out. At least that's what I tell myself. But it's interesting to think about how targeting could possibly work and how you can sort these things and how you should prioritize certain things based off of whether or not you're moving, or if there was recent camera movement, maybe even like the potentials of like, was there a strong kind of camera delta, and if there was a strong camera delta, you kind of prioritize where it was going based on that angle. All things to kind of consider. Let's look at our preset again. Here's our move input action. So move. So there's a bunch of IA moves. So we gotta make sure we do the right one. This is our gas course one. Let's see what happens. So again, for whatever reason, the first one is shot, so we got that. Okay, so we're getting weird values. Yeah, and again, I don't understand why the first few times it doesn't work. But yeah, I'm getting just wacky values. Like, it's not representing at all. What I want. Which is just strange to me. And again, when we play, right? Moving, no debugs draw, Curious why that's happening as well. So let's see what happens. So execute happens, right? So source pawn is false. So maybe this has to be done with init. I know I said we were going to stop no matter what happened. I always say that. So this time I promise. I'm going to end it right now. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. So everybody from TikTok, thank you so much for watching. Make sure, if you are on TikTok watching me, make sure to follow me there on TikTok. We'll continue trying to stream. I'll have to review how this looked after the stream ends to see if it looked okay for you guys. So thanks for watching from there. From those watching from Twitch, make sure to follow me there on Twitch. Again, big thanks to Kamal Pitfighter for the follow. I much appreciate it. If there is anyone else watching, make sure to follow me there. As well as for those who are watching me from YouTube, make sure you subscribe to me there. It would be much appreciated. Since there's some people watching up until 5, maybe we can try to do a raid. Let's see if we can get at least 4. Let's see what happens. And I know Pirate Software doesn't really need more people to watch, but why not just add a few more? He's pretty popular, so we can see what happens. So we got 3 people. Let's just go for it and see what happens, you know?
Already own Diablo, and you bought this, I think the expansion would only be $20.
So yeah, thanks guys. Have a good